Taxes, inflation, and the breakdown of the family are causing us to fall behind. We have the lowest net worth in the United States, and I'm sure those numbers cross the border as well.
Some people get the disability tax credit and they don't open the registered disability savings plan, and that's where the government puts in all the money of grants and bonds for a person with a disability who has done all the steps. Some people don't do all the steps.
Yeah, but we step. What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations 2018. See, I got it right this time. I'm doing 18 to 20. 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association, and 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care, and being part of that team, reached out directly and indirectly to over 400,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. As always, I like to say, you're a blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. And today in Canada, it's Remembrance Day. I know in the U.S. it's Veterans Day, and I just want to salute those past and present and future who are fighting and defending our freedoms. Good morning, Ryan Knight.
Hey, good day, and yes, I definitely share in that sentiment. Happy Remembrance Day. For those that don't remember who I am and that don't remember me,
you don't remember yourself, right?
My name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders of the Afro Caribbean Business Network. So we support entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage their business is in and then help them create a strategy to grow their companies exponentially. And I am an entrepreneur myself. I do run a company called Detailing Nights. So we provide mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their cars on the spot without water, and our plant-based eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And the season is coming to the tail end. I feel this shift. The weather was very nice, I would say, the last 10 days.
Friday?
Yeah.
But then I think Saturday took the dip.
Yes. Yeah.
The dip on Saturday.
The weekend was definitely fall. So
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
All the leaves are almost on the ground now.
Well, you see, now here's the thing. Like, I don't have any trees on my property. Well, well, on my no, but the trees around me give me all my leaves.
Right.
I got a next door neighbor that's a huge maple tree, and whenever it gets windy, I just put my head down.
Yeah, because it's coming.
It comes on my side. It's his tree. I got to do the leaves, and then across the street there's another big tree. When the wind blows, I get that too.
Right.
Right. So I mean, oh, good morning, Fitnance IQ says hola. What is up? JJ Mars, good morning. Good morning from Colorado. How are things in Colorado? Minion Cam says it's fire alarm testing in my building, so I'm around until unit inspection. Oh, I remember those days when I used it lived when that Minion Cam also says trees with a building that creates a wind vortex. And Fitness IQ says I haven't touched my backyard yet. Oh boy. Well, you know what? The key thing with that is, and you have to play that little game, when are the leaves finally done? Because you want to make sure you get them picked up by the recycling people before or you're going to have leaves on the ground all winter. And then when the summer comes, you're going to have leaves again. I mean, spring comes, you're going to have leaves again. So good morning, Live B. I haven't seen that before. So first time, long time. Don't make it a one and done. So as we get going here, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button, and like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Finally hit 1,590 YouTube subscribers. So next, but honestly, I'm going small increments. Let's hit the 1,600 number next.
Yes.
Advertise your business, product, or service on any of my platforms that I'm on, or DR period, VIB at the DR, VIBESHOW.com. And then during the Discord group, and I promised I was going to get some more shows posted this weekend. I didn't, I got to get back up to it because there's a lot of good repeat content, like Perry Douglas that was on last Friday. Oh, Perry went in.
Okay.
He went in. Then, of course, do not forget our good friend Dr. Tachi, the driving force behind Indie Soup Media, which is an independent media content creators network with over 20,000 subscribers in 8 months, and lots of Ryan and myself there, lots of me there, lots of Primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala there, lots of everything there. So let's catch up in Live B says, you have to admit it's the most beautiful time of the season.
It's the only time of season where I feel compelled to go outside. Like I went with the kids, just walking around the neighborhood and taking pictures of trees as they transition their colors.
It's very
so it is, yeah.
Like fitness cams. Many on cam says, least know how to compost to the ground. Yeah, most of the time. Getting back to the pretty part, it's not like we have a throughway or highway in Toronto that I don't like going down a lot of times, called the Don Valley Parkway. And at this time of year when it's sunny, there are leaves all on both sides in a lot of parts of the Don Valley. It is so pretty. It is so pretty and scenic out there.
I wonder if anyone would do like a drone shot going over. That's
interesting.
Cool.
Actually, one of the students I was assisting over the summer, part of a City of Toronto program called Summer Company, he had, and I think I may have told you this, but he had a unique idea for drones. He bought a drone, and what he did is he had drones fly over residential neighborhoods and take I think I told you about this, but I'll remind you again. They take pictures of the roofs and has the measurements of roof, and he would sell that information to roofing companies. So it would save them having to go up on a roof, measure all that stuff. They could just do it. And you know what? I got to reach out to him. And then what it got to is his business was doing really well. And he was deciding back in September whether he should go back to school or take a year off, because a major roofing company he was going to be sitting with them to see if he could collaborate with them.
Yeah, man, that's where opportunity.
Live B says Don Valley parking lot. Yes. Don Valley parking lot. Yes. And JG Mar says live. Yes. Live B, yes. Beautiful colors here in Colorado. Aspen trees look nice. Oh, aspen trees. That would look so good. So what's been going on in your world?
Well, last week there was we went to the watch party for Dragon's Den. Another, participant. So Judy Stewart, that does Trey Soles. So shoes for plus size feet for women. Yep. I think she does men as well. So was able to go and support her with that. It turned out that Wes Hall was the actual inventor.
Yeah, she got a deal. And tell how she got the deal.
Right, the twist. So we were all there watching, and then all the 5 dragons went out. And like, everybody was just stunned. Like, yo, this can't be possible. So as Judy was leaving the stage, Wes Hall actually called her back. And so called back Judy and said, I believe in you, and I'm going to do the deal with you. I think it was $80,000 for 30% and a 5% royalty, if I heard right.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So that the crowd just completely erupted. So that, the TV drama, they're able to play out the drama. So that was good. So well, obviously she knew, so it was her keeping the secret, right? Right. Yeah. Because we're like, would she do a watch party if she didn't get the deal? Like when all 5 went out, we're like, yo, this is great. But we were still like, okay, hey, at least you got on TV. That I could feel people are about to start saying that. And then, he was able to call her back. So that was really exciting.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I think I saw it on the Dragon's Den pot feed on Instagram. So I saw it in their feed when he put that on. So that's cool. Excellent. Anything else? Post the last time I saw you on screen, it was at the watch party for the election. So the American election. So what's the aftermath? What are you thinking, or what are you hearing from people, especially on this side of the border?
Yeah, for myself, I feel just not interested in hearing anything about Trump anymore. It's like, I know it's going to affect Canada, but like the hype, like everything that was leading up to the election just describing the person, you're like, okay, this isn't somebody that I want to hear about their life, because it's not inspirational. It's more just showing the way America can allow somebody to be, and they called it, was it lawless versus flawless? So Kamala had to be so pristine, and he can just say and do anything he likes. And what actually cemented this for me was last night, my wife and I were watching the Martha Stewart documentary, and the way that she got caught, and they charged her with lying about the insider trading stuff, and she went to prison for 5 months just for lying. And then I'm thinking to myself, don't I know somebody that lies a lot? And he hasn't done 1 day of jail time. So the difference in how America treats white men, even versus white women, black women, and everybody else, I'm just tired. I'm just like, you guys do your 4 years. If you are happy with what he does, great. If not, that's the last time he can run. But it's just not positive. You know, like if he does something miraculous and is deemed a good term, by all means, hey, shake his hand. But I'm just like tired of listening to the rhetoric.
Nothing against the man. I would never shake his hand.
You see?
I wouldn't shake his hand. He's just not. But here's the interesting thing. People need to realize, and it's a long-term thing, realize now that the Republicans control presidency, Senate, and the House. So they have absolute rule.
Right.
Absolute rule. And also
and the Supreme Court.
And so Clarence Thomas and all these judges who retire, they're just going to get replaced by conservative judges. And also judges in general are appointed by the federal government. So this, people may not realize, but this is a long-term thing. This is going to be cemented in for many, many, many years.
Well, and that's where they're not even going to feel the effect of it until down the road. So in the short term, the one thing that they might feel is if he implements the tariff things across China, that might have immediate impact. But other than that, they're going to do a lot of I'm not sure if there'll be policy changes, but executive orders, however they're going to implement.
Well, you know what? No, people just get ready. But the thing is, a lot of Black Americans are distraught. There's a high level of stress going on in the country. And again, will any of Project 2025 be rolled out?
So my question for Black Americans would be, and even Canadians, if Donald Trump was able to get reparations for Black people through and past, would he go down as the greatest president ever?
That's a whole conversation itself, because first of all, I don't believe that I'm going to say this. I don't think non-melanated America cares enough about us to do that.
I'm not talking about America. I'm talking about if he got that done, is there anything that he could do to be then deemed the best president ever? Because if he got positive things done, but I'm not saying he is. I've not seen that on the spot. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if he actually did something positive,
sure,
could Black America look past all of his?
That'll be interesting.
Character traits.
All right, let's look at some comments. Live B says, where is this company in Canada, the plus size shoes? What's the name of the company?
Tresolz, so TRESOLZ.com, and you'd be able to check out. They have a great selection of styles.
Spell it again.
Yeah, TRE.
Yep.
SOLZ.com. So Tresolz.
Now let me just look it up here. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, she's gonna get a free promo right now, because I'm gonna put it up on this screen, because someone asked, but we always want to support Black business. So here's the site, Tresolz. I don't want to.
And she's really good on social media, I have to say. Like her Instagram very
Active.
yeah.
So that's the name of the company. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it in our comments. I'm going to just put it on most of the platforms that you're watching here. I'm going to put the URL address. So it's in there now.
Right.
Okay. So, hey, could we get her on the show?
You know, I was talking to her and also Anita Grant, that was from Hello Hair, that was on Dragon's Den as well, to get both of them on the show.
I would love that.
I'll check their open dates.
That'd be fantastic. All right, let's get to some more comments before we go on a quick break. Okay, so let's get back up here. Okay, let's go to live. Okay, we got that. Mignon Cam says it will be about 6 months before we see 45 do anything. No. He's already doing stuff. He's already asked the Senate to bypass nominations for his cabinet. He just said, I want to appoint and you don't have to approve. So and remember, he only has 4 years. It's going to go by really fast. So he's going to put in, he can't run again, but who knows, he may try to get an amendment to the Constitution so he could be a lifelong leader. That's a whole other conversation. So things are going to be happening. Roger Dundas, him and wonderful Camille Dundas run by Black.com. Black Canada's #1 online magazine. Yes. Cassandra London, good morning. Hello, Cassandra. Good to have you here as always. Let's see if we've got, let's see. We're good. Now, those people who are on Facebook, okay. Oh, here we go. So right now there's a glitch with the platform that we use in regards to anyone who makes Facebook comments. It's just saying Facebook user, but Facebook user says good morning. Yeah, it's sorry, we don't know who you are. It's not our fault. And then next says, I'm tired of hearing about 45 and what happened last week. Praying for the Senate races that are still close. We have to get more Democrats in those seats. We are stressed and distraught. Well, I'm going to say this. Forget the politics. Let's work on yourself. Because no matter who's in power, you got to be your own government. You got to be, because how... I'll stop. I could go on a tangent here, but I'm not going to say. Mignon Cam says about reparations, 45 would never do it.
I didn't say if he would do it. I said if he did it, like would we change our perception of him if he actually got something done for Black America?
Okay, Facebook user says nope, he will not go down as the greatest. She responded to your question, and then. No, there's nothing. Well, the thing is, too, if he did that, would people forgive his past repercussions?
But that's what I'm asking.
Right. But it's but I
remember right now all his cases are moot. So by becoming president, all those cases are now, I don't know, like he pretty much pardoned himself, or I don't know what happens, but he can't be charged, or he can't be indicted, or he can't be imprisoned. So does that wash all that he's done because he's now elected? And if he actually does something positive?
Good question. So Facebook user says, no, there's nothing he can do. We go a little bit further. Another says, Facebook user says, great top of the morning. And again, it's a software, it's a platform issue. We don't know who your names are, but keep on commenting. Facebook user says, no, it'll be more like 6 hours after the inauguration, not 6 months. Exactly. The silence here in the DC area last Wednesday was eerie. Wow. And it is Facebook user, and see, there's good person. It's Serena from the DMV area. So there she goes. Exactly. Okay. Great top of the morning, Ryan Singh. Thank you, everyone. Again, software platform. So identify yourselves if you're comfortable doing so. Mignon Camp says he can't buy me, but he may be able to buy others. Well, he's bought a lot of people, and he continues to buy a lot of people. I think
people were just in love with the fact they got those stimulus checks, $2,000, $5,000. So if he put hundreds of thousands of dollars in people's pocket, I could see people change their mind quite quickly.
Good stuff. And Dr. Tachi says, hello, all. There she is, the driving force behind Indie Soup Media. All right. So we got bums in seats hanging out with us today. Thank you very much. So we'll be back in a quick moment. It is the second Monday of the month. So you know what time it is? It's Carolyn Nichol time, and she's going to go in. So, hey, and I'm really looking forward to her conversation with us. Always do, because I'm in the middle of this, trying to get things consistent. We're going to talk about inconsistency when it comes to health habits, all these things. So I am locked in for this, but we'll be back in 30 seconds and she'll join us.
Hey, Dr. Vibe, this is Nigel Gordyke checking in from Waterloo in Southwest Ontario. I love your show, especially how it takes conversations that we're having in the community and expands them into the broader community, so more and more people can get involved and engaged. That expands on the topics and takes them to a wider audience, and it enables more of us to feel engaged and part of the community. Thank you for including me in one of those conversations recently. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Much love.
All right, Nigel, thank you so much. And check out his article on buyblacks.com. Really great conversation. That reminds me, Ryan Singh, I have to exchange contact information with you and Nigel because you're both of Guyanese descent and you want to converse more. So as I said before our little break, it's Carolyn Nichol time, and she is here to make us better, or as Dr. Tachi would say, be more better. So good morning, Carolyn Nichol. How are you? She's frozen. Okay, Carolyn.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys keep freezing on me, so I don't.
There we go.
You're under mine. Good morning.
Hey, how we doing?
It's coming in eventually.
Okay. So you're
Wonderful, wonderful. Sorry, you guys froze. I thought maybe it was you, so it's me. I don't know how to fix that.
no problem. You're okay now. You know what I miss already? I miss the background of all the nice sunshine and brightness. So you're not up north, are you?
I'm in Toronto. You get a white plain background.
Okay. That's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So let's see. We already got some comments going on here. So Serena says, now I can hop on here to YouTube. For some reason, I couldn't write in the chat box either. No worries. And look at this. Roger says this. Roger goes, she's going to make our body great again.
Yeah.
Taking the MAGA slogan.
Yes.
And I love that. Going to make our body great again. You know, Carolyn, I think you may need to use that.
I will not use a slogan from Trump at all. Zero. No,
but make your body great again.
Yeah, but that's because he says I'm going to make America great again. I don't want to use anything that Trump has started.
Okay.
I think listening to you guys with all of that, I think the whole politics is crazy, to be honest. Anyway, maybe I'll keep my comments to myself.
All right. Well, we'll do that offline. So Dr. Tachi says, come on with the new haircut. And Serena goes, let's go, new hair. All right. And Serena Wells says, hello, Sora Tachi. And Dr. Tachi says, Serena, hello, Soror. And Serena says, hello, Carolyn Nichol. So there we go. So what's been going on in the world of Energy Shack Juice Bar?
Oh boy, so lots of amazing things. Some things that I can't quite spill the beans on yet, but there's some really great things.
I think I know a little bit, but I'm gonna, as the old song,
we can't say anything, but really good things are coming. Stay tuned.
Okay, you and I are gonna have our code for like 5 seconds. Is it moving forward?
Everything's moving forward, and in about 1 month time, we're gonna be able to open up the
Pandora's box.
Yes. Really excited.
Yes, I love it.
Congrats in advance.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't make it to the Dragon's Den, but we've kind of created our own over here.
Hey, I love that.
You know what? Maybe next time, Carolyn, Ryan, you should have her come down and see if she can.
And what I saw last night is that auditions are back open. So we're going to be rallying entrepreneurs to go down. So yes, definitely.
Let me know. I'll show up.
Absolutely. Yes. So Fitness IQ Camp says, hey, Carolyn, And also,
Morning.
and Serena says, no slogans from this guy, please. And Fitness IQ says, congratulations. All right. So anything else going on in the world of Energy Shack Juice Bar?
Kind of, sort of, yes, we have our next retreat coming up in February. It is one of our most therapeutic retreats because it's in the winter. So the hot saunas that are outside and the cold plunges that are outside are
and they can stay inside. They can stay inside. They can stay inside.
It's amazing. It's so therapeutic. You're outside in your hot barrel sauna and you get so hot you can't stand it. And you come out, you just jump in the cold plunge. I know, I get it.
Okay, so let's ask the audience that's live here or even on replay. Would you go do a hot sauna in the middle of winter outside? Anyone that mad?
So I'm talking to the wrong crowd here because I get that our melanated friends just don't do that stuff. That's for crazy white people. But I'm gonna tell you. I mean, we have a very large Black audience.
Yes.
And at our retreat, our last February retreat, of the 15 people, like 12 of them were Black, and they looked at me and they're like, "You don't know Black people don't get their hair wet?" Right. Crazy things like that. And I said, I'm just letting you know it's not optional. You are all going to meet me here at 7 a.m. and we're going into the sauna. Oh, they were angry. They were kissing their teeth at me. They were like, did I pay for this? What am I doing? What is she making me do? I'm going to pack up. I just pretend I heard nothing. Lined up everybody, put them. There's 3 barrel saunas. I'm telling you, the next day, I didn't have to call them to the room. They came. And they were all ready because it's the most invigorating, healing feeling. And it's not pretend. It's not like a little high you get. Your mind becomes clear. Your immune system gets so strong. Your energy goes so high because when you go from super hot to super cold, it forces your body to make white blood cells. Your circulation goes nuts. You just start, like, you could do such rapid healing in that short time than you could do in months.
Wow. Well, the comments are flying. So let's get them. Mini on Cam says hot sauna, yes. But she says cold plunge, no. Right. Fitness IQ Cam says hot sauna, yes. Cold plunge, NASA. Mini on Cam. Serena said, hey, Mini on Cam, agreed. I'm gonna jump to Mini on Cam. Says Serena Wills, I've been in a heated pool in the winter before. It's night. Okay. She also says it's nice in the heated pool, so I can do that again.
No heated pool, my sister. We're talking
don't make our audience leave the program. All right. All right. Serena Will says hot sauna, yes. Cold plunge outside is a no. Cold plunge indoors, I'll consider. Colin Williams says awesome.
Thank you,
Colin. Mignon Cam says, oh, that makes sense with the white blood cells and multiple sclerosis. Serena Will says, wow. Mignon Cam says, well, now that I hear the benefits of blood cells, I will do a cold plunge. Oh, you already got converted. And then Dr. Tati says, one of my business coaches had us do a cold plunge of our hands. It's nice after you get out.
Oh, okay.
And then Serena Wills says, well, I may need to consider that then. I'm all about healing. I have to hold on to someone's hand going into that cold plunge. LOL. All right. And then before we get, things are already crazy. So Dr. Tachi asks, is this the same concept as cold plunging?
It is the same concept of cold plunging, but because we're doing it, number one, outdoors, and number two, we're going in the sauna first, you get a whole new level of experience. You're so hot in the sauna, you just want to cool off. It doesn't matter if it's February and minus 20. It's the most amazing experience.
Well, you know what? I have to admit that I've been to a place and won't give the name because they're not paying us to do it, that It's a large place in the GTA area, and it's a big sauna place, and they have different saunas with different temperatures, and one of them is a cold sauna, and I actually go into that one for
Cold sauna.
about 5 minutes, like
Interesting.
5-10 minutes.
Yeah. So do you recommend the cold showers in the morning? Like, is that something good to start the day?
Oh, look at the smile on her face.
Yeah, because it's very interesting, the questions. I don't want to elevate his questions, but that just takes it a whole new level. So I actually do recommend to our clients, especially those that were at the retreat, and they're like, how can I keep this going? So it's very healthy in the morning to, after you've soaked up, put it on as hot as you can for like 3 seconds, and then all the hot off, and just like scream in the shower. Just like 3 to 5 seconds, fully cold, then go back to fully hot, then go to fully cold. Do that 3 times.
What?
So you will increase your white blood cell production. You will cause your vessels to dilate and constrict. That's going to like push more toxins out of your pores. It's so amazing. Finish with cold. God. And I would do that 2 or 3 times a week. So amazing.
See, I can just feel how intense that'd be. That's serious.
But it's so amazing. You finish that shower and you're just like, what just happened? I feel amazing.
All right. Dr. Chachi says, what about chirotherapy?
I don't know chirotherapy. I'll look it up and let you know.
All right.
Are we talking about, I don't know if we're talking about chiropractic therapy.
Oh, I think it's like extreme cold boxes, I think.
Yeah, so I'm not, although it sounds like it, I'm not a fan of extreme anything. So I've watched people do these extreme, I didn't realize it was called chirotherapy, or these extreme swims in a winter cold lake. So bad for you. When you go into the cold plunge, you go in and you come out. You don't want to be in there any longer than about 1 minute. Right? So it's not healthy to go super extreme. But I know, hot and cold sauna, whatever seems extreme, but it's a perceived risk. It's a perceived extreme. It's not extreme when you actually do it.
Okay, just to update that, chirotherapy, I'm just reading it on the Cleveland Clinic website. Chirotherapy is the use of extreme cold to freeze and remove abnormal tissue. Doctors use it to treat many skin conditions, including warts and skin tags, and some cancers, including prostate, cervical, and liver cancer. This treatment is also called cryoablation. So it's a therapy. It's a treatment.
So that's different. So that's when a doctor's going to have an isolated area that they're freezing. That is helpful for like a wart, a mole, a cancer. But to put your full body in a situation like that, no.
Okay. So Serena Will says, smiles in the shower and finish with cold emoji. Now we created a whole other program before we got to it. So let's get to it. So today,
you know what? It looks like I need to do a full session on hydrotherapy.
Yes.
So I think that we will do that. Yeah. Yes, we're gonna do a full session on hydrotherapy because it's very, very important.
Okay. So Minnie on Camp says my building cold water is so cold, but I might try it. Okay. All right. We did have a regularly scheduled program. I think we'll get to it now. So you wanted to chat today about consistency.
Yes.
And inconsistency, like tools to make healthy eating, exercise, and lifestyle habits a permanent way of life. And and you and I have a number of conversations, and this is one of the one of the challenges I'm having. So I am all ears today. And I think I'm not the only one in regards to this, but where do you want to start?
Well, I think that it's important that if we're talking about consistency, I think we need to get we move very fast all the time. Life is very fast paced and we go, and we just kind of go through the motions every day, tackle what's in front of us. But we need to just pull back and say, what do I need to be consistent about in my life? Like take a few moments, get a book, get a sheet of paper. Don't put it on your phone. You got to write it out. When you write things out, it ingrains in the mind. So just, go to the dollar store, get some sort of a book, and there you go. Points for you. So you want to write it out, and you wow, look at these got to be entrepreneur men, because that's the reality, is that when you are reading books and you are writing things on paper, it makes you that much more successful. That's real. But you've got to start with setting your goals. Okay, what is it you're trying to be consistent about? Because a lot of us use these terms. Yeah. I want to do healthy eating. I want to be stronger. I want to be better. I want to be fitter. Like, what does that look like? Like, how much fitter do you want to be? How much stronger do you want to be? How much healthier do you want to be? So it's very important to just sit down and set your goals. Okay, so I think goal setting is important in all areas of life. But since we're just talking about health, if you have a weight goal that you want to achieve, set that goal. Is that a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now? Some people just have 10 pounds to lose, but some people have like 60 or 100. So you've got to be realistic with that. And you can talk to somebody like myself, or even look it up online. But what's safe to lose over a year, So set that realistic goal. And also, maybe you're diabetic, maybe you're on high blood pressure medication. So because these are lifestyle diseases, so since they're reversible, is your goal in 1 year to not be a diabetic, to reduce your fatty liver, to get your eczema under control? Set your goals and make it realistic, so that next we can actually make, okay, what am I going to do now to achieve those goals? But I think just flying around with these words of, I just want to be healthier, I just want to be stronger, I just want to be fitter, I want to, when I retire, I want to look good. Well, what does look good mean? Is that less saggy skin and glowing face? Like, what does that mean? So set your goals.
Well, I'm curious, is there certain excuses that you hear more than others when you, I guess, give them something to do and then you reconnect and hear that they didn't do it? Are there certain excuses that always tend to pop up?
Yeah, so very good question. The biggest excuse is just that, and I'm sure you would know it, this is not a surprise, I'm too busy.
Gotcha.
Okay, so here's the reality, is that the way that society has created our lifestyle today is that it's just never really going to slow down unless you make it slow down. Okay, so we are working and then we take work home. We are, putting our kids in every activity because we think that that's what they need to do, and that makes us a good parent and gives them diverse activities. So if you've got children, you've got them scheduled in evening activities after school as well. And then on top of that, we are also, trying to make ends meet. Many people have more than one job or some sort of part-time, or we're inspiring entrepreneurs everywhere. So many people are also coming home and trying to work on their own business. So, the reality is that you have to eat at some point. You've got to move at some point. You've got to, so what you do with your time, like, life is just not going to slow down. That's just the reality. I mean, it might, if God forbid something happens to you. And I think that's the reality. And I'll just tell you my story is that, it was about 3 years ago at the Energy Shack, so busy. And for some reason, I got into this cycle of getting there at 7 and leaving at 11 p.m. every day. And I'm just like, this is not stopping. And what am I doing? And I have 10 staff. Like, someone's got to be able to take something off my plate that I don't have to come so early and leave so late. But I'm a person who just processes, and I don't always take what's in my mind and put it on paper. So if you ask me, how can I help you? I don't even know what to tell you how you can help me. So I started to think, like, what am I doing at night that's keeping me here after we close the store at 6 o'clock? Right? So I'm going over and over, and I'm just like, Lord, something has to stop. Something has to give. It's like the store can't run without me. That weekend, I go dirt bike, say racing, but I take my husband and kids, and I book dirt biking for the whole family. But I know that I'm not a defensive driver. I should never be on a bike or two wheels. Like, that's just not me. So I booked it for them. Okay. I was just going to watch them on dirt bikes. My family knows how to ride motorcycles. Carolyn doesn't. I hold on tightly and pray I live. But then the guy said, you know, there's an extra dirt bike if you want to go. And I'm like, should I go, family? They're like, I don't know. Are you going to be careful? So I get on the dirt bike. I don't do well in training, but yet they said, okay, I think you're ready. But they didn't notice. I kept like veering off to the cornfields and falling over the bike on the ramps. I toppled. Like, I'm not good on this. But nevertheless, they took us on the trails. Everybody's doing amazing. I'm falling so behind. So I'm like, I don't know if you know dirt bikes, okay? You've got like a throttle, you've got a gear, you've got a shift with your foot. I can't play piano with two hands. So that wasn't working for me. And I'm like, how do I catch up to my family members? So I hit something here, I hit something with my foot, and I turn the throttle. I fly over a big mound of dirt. I hit a tree. I'm like, ambulance comes foraging through the forest to get me.
Oh, snap. Right.
I obviously they let my family know, who was way ahead, that your wife just had an accident.
Yes.
Out. Ambulance comes and they're just like, you know, scared to take my helmet off because possibly I've broken my neck. I mean, it was a mess. I don't even remember where I am, what I'm doing, full amnesia. And finally, when I like come to, my husband, you know, they're like, you know, you want to hear the funniest thing? They're like, what's your name? I said, my name is Carolyn Nichol. I'm a certified nutritionist and owner of the Energy Digestion. And they're like, do you know why you're here? And I'm like, I have no idea why I have a helmet on my head and I'm in a forest. Like, what's happening? I had no clue, but I remembered who I was.
And the company.
Yes. Long story short, go to the hospital. I had broken my neck in 5 places and punctured my lungs, mangled my shoulder. I mean, I was a mess. I was so broken. And praise God that because I eat a clean diet, I mean, in 6 weeks, you didn't even know I was broken. I healed so quickly. For sure, I did physiotherapy for a year. But the point is, sorry, I'm a storyteller. The point is that I was like, guys, I texted my staff from the hospital that I'm like, I've hurt myself really bad, and I don't know when I can come back to the store.
Right.
And they're like, no problem. And I had to take everything out of my head and put it on paper for them. And wouldn't you know, nobody was working 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. They were able to share the load, get the store running without a hitch. Like, there was no interruption. So you think you're super valuable, and you each are, but if you got hurt or sick or anything like that, life would go on and people would step up and things would get done. I mean, I was the main cook in my house and I could not lift my hand. I couldn't move my head. So I could do nothing but sit on the couch. I was working still because I could talk to people, but I couldn't do what I was doing. And for 6 weeks, the store ran without me. It was incredible. And I was like, you know what, God, like, you needed to do this for me. It was great. I learned how to heal fractures really quickly because mostly all I know is disease. So there was just so many positives that came out of that situation. But I'm telling you that we think we're too busy. We think we're, like the work, my home, nothing runs without me. Right. But you've got to pull back because we're not all here forever and nobody promises tomorrow. So let's take care of you properly. Let's set goals for you properly, because the better you are, the stronger you are, the healthier you are, you can properly pour into the people around you without feeling like you're being robbed of your health, time, and energy.
So true.
100%. And that was periodically, it's one of my challenges that I give out so much and I'm not taking care of self. And It's not being selfish. You got to be able, again, the old adage, like when you're in an airplane, they tell you when the masks come down, who you putting on masks on first?
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's catch up on some comments. And you know what? Appreciate the personal story. I knew it, but I'm glad other people knew it also.
Yeah, and so glad to hear that you're healed from that. That's wild.
So, Cassandra, going back to the cold showers, which never leave. Man, cold showers are rough for me. LOL. Dr. Tachi says they have places where cryotherapy boxes where you put your entire body in. These are often not medical facilities.
Not a fan.
Sereno says I may try that too. Stay tuned. Minnie on Cam says Dr. Tachi, the fancy gyms have them.
Oh.
Success story. C Nurse K says good morning. All I want my A1C to go down to less than 4 in the next 6 months. I am almost pre-diabetic.
Yeah, you've got to get in touch with me. We have 100% success rate at getting blood sugar down.
Less than 5. She says she wants to get down less than 5. Serena says, wow, Carolyn Nicol, thank God for healing.
Mm-hmm.
Fitness IQ Cam says, preach. And let's see. Oh, here we go. Man, the people are flying here. Let's go to Dr. Tachi says, that's how I was when I tore my ACL. I did physical therapy for 2 months, but I was able to stop using crutches for most part after 3 weeks. No surgery. I attribute to diet and exercise.
Okay.
And here's a supporter of Carolyn, Wayne Harris. Good morning, all. Good to see Miss Carolyn. And I owe you something, Carolyn, in regards to Wayne's endorsement the last time he was on the show.
Nice. And it was good to see Wayne Harris at the Be Future conference last week.
I was there. I was there on the Thursday. I ran into Wayne Harris and another gentleman. Oh, 2 other gentlemen, Radcliffe Dockery, who at least 10 or 15 years I haven't seen Rad.
Wow.
Another tech guy, Mark Lewis. But that's a whole other conversation about that event. Facebook user goes, excellent information. Thank you for sharing. So I have a question for you, Carolyn. Why is consistency such a crucial element in achieving and maintaining a healthy lifestyle?
Wow, what a question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's got a twofold answer to it. So number one, our mental health is so important, okay? And we know that, you know, our body was designed like in a circadian rhythm. We have a rhythm about ourselves. We have a 24-hour rhythm, and believe it or not, we have a 7-day cycle rhythm, okay? So everything is designed in order. There is an order and a process for every system in your body, whether, you know, you don't tell it what to do, but it naturally has that rhythm. And so naturally, you don't feel good about yourself when you're inconsistent. That's the reality. Right. You beat up on yourself and you're unhappy with yourself when you're inconsistent. So that plays such a terrible role in mental health. So that's number one, is that there's this mental aspect with it. And number two, like, success happens when you are consistent. And people are watching you. And if you've got children, they're watching you. And when they see you being consistent, you know, even if it's quote unquote an apparently negative thing. So, you know, if I am saying to my kids, you know what, you know, this is a vegan household as I raise them, there's just no dairy products allowed here. But then all of a sudden they see me bringing some ice cream one day. I'll say, well, this is the only time. Right. They're going to start bringing in other things, right? Or if I say bedtime is 9 o'clock and it's 9 o'clock and that's the end. If I start oh, well, you know, we're watching movies at 10:30, they're not going to take you seriously. So people around you are watching your inconsistencies and they're not going to take you seriously either. So that's number two. So it's your mental health. It's the perception of other people that you're trying to help in their life. And number three, because your body was designed in a circadian rhythm, and there's actually a rhythm to your body's health order and balance and homeostasis, which is the balance of the human body. When you're inconsistent, you eat really good one day, you eat really bad the next day. it's actually very stressful on your organs. Okay, so and you're like extreme exercise one day, then you don't do exercise for 5 days, then you go extreme. This is actually stressful on your body. So being consistent is for mental health, for the community and the people in your family that you're working with, but it also ultimately plays a role on your health. Because if I drink lots of water today, tomorrow, and I go 1 day or 2 days and I forget my water, my body goes through major stress. It holds. You get super dehydrated because it's not used to that. And you put it through an extreme situation. It's not good for someone to be dehydrated every day, but your body starts figuring that out because you're consistent with that. Same thing if you work nights. If you work nights and then lots of days, nights, lots of days, like it's almost better for your body to have a consistent, terrible night schedule than to constantly doing the flip-flop. That's very hard on the system.
Mignon Cam says, yes, this is why I was trying to change daylight savings time. Is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's very hard on the system.
Okay, and C Nurse K says, shift work, especially short term turnaround, day shift and night shift as nurses is brutal. Yes.
So brutal.
I know, Ryan, you got to edge at the top of our, so I'm going to let you have any questions you have. Go for it.
Well, one thing I know for myself is, like you said, you kind of go extreme and then you fall off. But when you're trying to do something new and then the body, you're not seeing changes right away, I know that's very, I guess, disheartening. And what do you do to help people push through those initial days that they're not going to see anything immediate to stick with it, you know?
Well, so I think that kind of brings us into the next part here, as far as consistency goes, is that you've really got to give yourself, really give yourself a month. So try not to picture, if I work out twice this week and I eat healthy this week, I'm going to get to a place. For sure, most of our clients have a phenomenal change in 7 days, even 5 days, sometimes 3. But we're putting them through a major strict change, okay? Right. So if you're doing this for yourself, give yourself a month, but be consistent for that month. So the way that you're going to become consistent is that you have to make a plan. And don't just jump into it and say, I'm going to have a healthy week. Well, what does that mean?
Right.
So make a plan. I'm not having any takeout this week, or I'm only going to do takeout on Friday or Wednesday. But set the plan before it happens. Well, if you're not doing takeout for the week, then what are you eating? So did you set your meal plan up for the week? Right. Pick your day. Is that going to be on Sunday or Saturday or Friday, whatever your day off? Get the recipes, make the food. It's not just going to show up. You can't just hope your wife or your spouse or your mom or whoever is just going to cook a meal that you'll be able to eat and be happy with. So make that plan for yourself. Decide what you are going to eat. Get your grocery shopping list, make the plan, and then look at your schedule and say, when am I going to hit the gym this week? It might not be realistic that you're going to hit it 5 days. So make the plan for 3 days. Do something that's realistic and achievable. Is it realistic that you're not going to do any takeout for the week? Well, for some people, yes. But for other people, if you're doing takeout every day, to go to 0, it might not be realistic. And especially if you're not good at cooking. Like I'm going to make all my meals this week. Okay, when? Did you get your groceries? What are the recipes? Right. But remember also that eating healthy can be very, very simplistic. Get a big salad. I mean, you can get box salad, where you're getting your spring mix. I don't love that. I'd rather you wash your lettuce and chop it. But hey, to do that, throw a cucumber on it, maybe some avocado, fresh onions, make some realistic settings. I'm going to have a salad every day. Do you have the ingredients of salad in your fridge? Is it going to last you 5 days?
True.
Wash your lettuce, spin it, dry it, prepare it. Do you have the Tupperwares to take this salad with you to work? Make a plan and give yourself the tools to achieve those plans and make them realistic so that if you are going to cook something, make enough for 3 days so you're not cooking every day. What's your breakfast going to be? When you come home, you don't want a big dinner. So what will it be? Am I going to just do a green smoothie? So make sure it's there, because if it's not there, you're grabbing all the wrong things. So make a plan, set your goals, get all your tools together, and then tell yourself, I'm doing this for the next 4 weeks. But then you've got to set aside in the next 4 weeks, what are your preparation days, right? So you've got to make a plan, and before you know it, it becomes habit. But try to do it for 30 days before you give up, and be real. Don't tell yourself, oh, I did this for a month. Did you do it for a month? Did you really?
True. They appreciate that.
All right. So just some comments here. Minion Cam says to see Nurse K. Yes, my mom, grandma, our nurses, and dad drove the bus. Their schedules were all over the place. Serena says, agreed about daylight savings time. My body is still not used to the new time, especially at night. Minion Cam says, yes. Serena Wills says, after 5 p.m., I think I'm in a different location right now. Cassandra says, we have to look at giving ourselves grace when things do not go as expected. Really look at changing with what consistency looks like. It's not doing everything perfectly every day. Cassandra says, but doing a little and trying to keep even when there might be pauses in between. And then Mignon Cam says, like home gym equipment is not clothing storage.
Right.
Well, I have home gym equipment. I have a treadmill and I have a spin bike, so I do a lot of that at home. And Serena just put down prep dates. I need to write those down. All right, prep dates. I need to write those down.
That's such good tips.
All right.
Again, my apologies. I
know you got to run. We will see
you.
You.
See you, Carolyn.
You too. Take care,
Ryan.
See you later.
All right,
Ryan.
we're gonna go in. All right, so I got a heap of questions for you. All right, first up, what are some of the most common misconceptions people have about consistency when it comes to healthy eating and exercise?
So I think that Dr. Vibe, great question. I think that there's a lot of, we're in an age of information overload. Okay. So I just want people to remember this, that truth is not popular. So when you are reading all about this intermittent fasting and drinking apple cider vinegar and, do this and have CMOS every day, like put the noise away and just get back to very simple basics. You need to try to exercise. You want to eat foods in their whole state. There's not going to be one superfood or one supplement. You shouldn't, being consistent takes discipline, not money. So I think that is one misconception that people have, is that I can't really afford to be healthy right now. But the reality is that you don't have to join a gym. You could go outside for a jog. You could do 50 jumping jacks or 20 jumping jacks or 10 if that's all you could do. You could do push-ups in your house. To buy yourself some lettuce and cucumber and so that's cheaper than a meal you're going to do takeout, or even your chicken, to be honest. I mean, chickpeas compared to chicken, like there's no comparison. You're saving so much money. So you don't have to have a lot of money to be consistent, and nor do you need to have a lot of time. We don't have to set aside an hour a day to get to the gym. So that's another point that I wanted to bring up, is that we think, I don't have time to exercise. In 15 minutes, you could accomplish so much for your health than you could even do at an hour at the gym, because we know we have an hour at the gym. We don't go hard. But in 15 minutes, if you did as many jumping jacks or burpees as you could do, then you get down on the ground and you do as many push-ups as you could do. And then maybe you grab a chair, do some tricep presses, back to your burpees or your jumping jacks, back to your push-ups, you go back and forth and do that high intensity training, and you do that for 10, 15 minutes, you'll have broken down some muscle tissue, which is great, because to repair that, means that you're burning calories and it makes it stronger, you would have had your heart rate go to levels that just totally get your blood circulating through your body. So it doesn't have to be, I need a lot of time and I need a lot of money. The reality is you need a lot of discipline. And so in order to get yourself disciplined, set down some goals. And maybe for you, you need an accountability partner. Maybe you need to share those goals with your spouse or a good friend that you know will be honest with you. Maybe a coworker, so you guys are doing this together. Maybe you hire a nutritionist like myself who's going to call you twice a week and stay in touch with you. Maybe you need to invest in a professional. But it's really good to do this with somebody so that you have an accountability partner, but you really don't need a lot of money and you don't need a lot of time. Yeah, but you do need some discipline.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on that. And, we're getting close to the end of the year, which means we're getting close to a new year, and everyone has their new year resolutions. But studies show that it's one thing to have a goal. The next step is to get it out of your head and write it down. And they say the most effective is when you have an accountability partner.
Yes. Look at that. I didn't even read that study.
There you go. So that's the thing. So just let's do a reset here with Carolyn Nichol of Energy Shack Juice Bar. And we're talking about consistency, learn the tools to make healthy eating, exercise, and lifestyle habits a permanent way of life. Also, I put it in most of the comment sections, the website, EnergyShackJuiceBar.com, email info@EnergyShackJuiceBar, Instagram, the Energy Shack Juice Bar.
Follow us. Lots of good tips on there.
Lots of great information. Facebook, Energy Shack Juice Bar, phone number 647-637-6755. If you have any questions, email her, info@EnergyShackJuiceBar, and tell you saw in the morning vibe.
Yes. And get your $49 consultation too.
Yes. It's a great investment. And also, there it is. If you want to get $49 consultation, regular price $110, email Carolyn and mention either the Morning Vibe or Dr. Vibe, like a number of you have. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Okay. Roger Dundas has an update for you. He goes, I just completed 1 week of no coffee, sugar, alcohol, flour, rice, pasta, and desserts, prepped meals, and cooked every other day. Planning and consistency is key.
Doesn't it feel so good?
And he also says, and no fried foods.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, because Raj and I speak on a regular basis, and
That's awesome. Way to go, Roger.
Yeah, we're sort of like accountability partners in a number of different areas, including nutrition in each other's lives. So it is a good thing. Next conversation point. How can people develop? Well, I think you've already answered this. So let me you've already said, okay, when it comes to nutrition, what are some of the small manageable changes people can make to ensure they stay consistent with healthy eating?
So that's a good question. It actually brought me to my other point. So okay. We're really
aligned.
We're very aligned. Yes. So here's the thing is just like Roger Dundas's comment, which, very commendable is, and just like, the other sister made a comment as well, is that you may not be perfect at it, and that's okay. But I think that it's important for you to make some hard, fast rules. For Roger, he had like 10 hard, fast rules. No coffee, no sugar, no flour. So that's good, if you can do that. But you've got to start with something. Don't create, I'm going to work out 5 days this week. I'm going to eat salads every single day. I'm not having any dinner. I'm not doing any takeout. For you, that might work, but that also might be a recipe for failure. So I would recommend that you do create some rules around your plan. Like maybe your rule is, I'm only going to do takeout 1 day this week. Maybe your rule is, maybe you're having trouble with going to bed late all the time. So maybe your rule is 3 days this week, I am going to bed before 10 o'clock. Maybe your rule is there is absolutely nothing to drink except water. Maybe that's your only change. So make some hard, fast rules around your plan for healthy eating. But when you create those rules, hopefully you can be accountable to yourself, but your accountability partner, get someone else in on those rules if you're not a self-disciplined person. I don't need an accountability partner. I don't need anybody to tell me to wake up and do my exercise. I don't need anyone to, I'm not that person. But I work with people every day, and I recognize that majority of people need that accountability partner. So if you could create some hard, fast rules around some changes that you want to make, whether that's 2 rules, 10 rules, or 1 rule, and when you accomplish that rule, don't celebrate with a piece of cake, so celebrate with, a healthy salad, like pat yourself on the back in a good way. But I think it's important that we do set some parameters, because we're a little too loose, to be honest. I think the world is lacking in discipline and self-control.
And that's the key for many people: preparation and discipline. Preparation, persistence. There's preparation, persistence, and there's another word, P, I'm looking for. Preparation, persistence. Can't remember the third P, but definitely discipline is involved in that too. Question from Facebook: may consultations occur by telephone or Zoom?
Yes, both. I work with people all around the world, so there's very few people that I meet in person. Most of my consultations are by phone or Zoom because people are too far away from Scarborough.
Cassandra asks, what are your thoughts on using food to heal dementia?
So, Cassandra, that's a great question. Food and diet, lifestyle, sleep is huge for dementia. Caffeine, all of these things can help prevent dementia. But once dementia sets in, I have never in my career, and not like my career is super long, it's about 12 years, but I have never seen or read studies where dementia is fully reversed. Because what's happening is your axons, your nerves are actually growing on top of each other because the myelin sheath has started to break down. That creates that barrier. So once they grow on top of each other, they grow into each other. And so to reverse that with food is just a near impossible. You can't even reverse that with surgery. So the key for dementia is that you could slow it down by adding some certain foods to the diet, but prevention is the best medicine. And so what we're talking about today is so important because it matters. When I was in my 20s, I'm just like, if I could be consistent about my exercise and my diet at 25, what would I look like at 30? So I always kept, I'm just a few months away from 50, and I'm just like, at 60, what is that going to look like if I'm not consistent now with my sleep habits? Because I know that sleep plays a major role in Alzheimer's and dementia. So I've got to sleep now and get that hormone balancing done now if I want to remember everybody at 60, 65, and 70. So it's these years that count, and it's trying to be as consistent as you can, because you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it in your older years when you're just like, did it matter all those games I took my kids to? Did it matter all that work I did in the office, the extra hours? No one will remember, and it's not going to be that important. So what's important, though, are those moments you spend with your family and you feel good and you're healthy and you have the energy for it. So taking care of your health, that has just got to be the priority in your life. It matters.
Nice. Facebook user, and again, it's a platform. If you want to share your name, but we can't identify, it says, I'm a creature of routine. If I must deviate from that routine, I will feel off. Time changes awful, or traveling to other time zones. Serena Wills says, thank you for slowing things down for me. Instead of working out 5 days a week, that's okay if I start off with 3 and stick to it. Yeah.
Yes. Make
Cassandra,
a realistic goal.
Yes. Cassandra says perseverance. So it's preparation, persistence, and perseverance. So thank you, Cassandra. You got me on the right thing. Serena says, I tried working out 5 days a week and I felt I was failing myself. Nope. I need to meet myself where I am. Exactly. Mignon Camp says, melanin disease is also in multiple sclerosis. I cannot repair the existing damage, so the goal is to remain in remission as much as possible so the
Exactly.
relapse episodes can be shorter. She
Yeah.
also says, and it's a goal that is hopefully it could become still progressive MS.
Yeah,
And
you can slow down the MS, but trying to reverse it when the myelin sheath has become so damaged, I've just never seen it happen. So you can slow it down and help to repair it. But
Okay.
yes.
Serena says, amen, Carolyn Nicol. All right. Let me ask. Okay, I got so many questions. Okay, it's coming up. By the time we come in next, how can people prepare for situations like holidays and social gatherings where it's harder to stick to healthy eating habits? And I think this is applicable, especially because Thanksgiving is coming up in America in a few weeks, and the holiday season, if you celebrate in December, it's coming up. So, precursor.
I love that you asked that question because it wasn't on my list. This is a great question and so important. So what you have to do is, if you're a good Christian, I shouldn't say good Christian person. Let me just say that if you're a person who's just like, oh, you know what, I'm never going to I'm never going to drink alcohol. Let's say that's your rule in life, right? So the thing is that you're not going to make that decision when you get to a party where there's alcohol everywhere. It's very difficult to make that decision. But if you know you're going to a party and you don't want to drink alcohol, you make the decision before you get to the party that when I get there, I'm going to order the cranberry juice, or I'm going to get the sparkling water. I'm going to bring sparkling water with me. You've got to make the plan before you get to the party, or when you get to the party, it's over if you didn't make a plan. So before Thanksgiving comes, before Christmas comes, and it's not even just Christmas, right? It's all that weeks before Christmas with all the garbage that they bring into the office. Make the plan before you get there. So if it is the Canadian or US Thanksgiving, what dish are you bringing to that event that you know is healthy? So that, are you going to bring the big salad so you fill up on the big salad? Or are you going to say to yourself, okay, this year I am not touching the cheesecake? You've got to make yourself the rules before you get there. Make the plan before you get there. So if you are in an office setting where people are bringing in those treats, you've got to make the plan before that starts. The plan is only one day of the week will I have any of those treats. Or I'm making a rule this year that I've got my own, little treat or whatever. I'm not touching the holiday treats. What is it that you're going to do? Am I going to cheat on Christmas Day, or is it going to be Christmas Eve? Most people have got a big family. They've got a Christmas Eve party. They've got a Christmas party, maybe a Boxing Day party, maybe a New Year's Eve party. Pick one of those days that you will have your dessert or your treat or your alcohol. Don't do it on every single day. So you've got to make the plan before you get there that this is going to be my cheat holiday. This is going to be the dish that I'm bringing. I mean, I'm plant-based. So if I'm coming to a party, you're inviting me, I'm making sure there's plant-based options for me there, or I'm going to bring it myself. I'm going to make sure that I load up on the salad so that I'm rather full and I'm not tempted to take so much of the other food because I know I won't feel good. I'm going to bring the gluten-free vegan dessert because I want a dessert. And if I don't bring a dessert, I'm going to want to eat something that's off my protocol. So make the plan before you get there and create those parameters around your holidays, your birthdays, your festivities. And remember, it's not about the food. It's about getting together with people that you love, finding out how their time has been, having conversations with people that you don't usually get to, putting your arms around people that you don't normally get to hug. So, these are, on the holidays, I get together with my side of the family, and like food is such a small aspect now. We've learned that we'd rather go play flag football, or we'd rather make some arts and crafts together, or we'd rather go.
Hold on. You almost killed yourself a few years ago, and you're playing flag football. Okay, go on.
Listen, I'm afraid of a ball, so I just run up and down the field and pretend I'm playing.
Why would I love to see videos of this? Go on.
I'm just saying, it doesn't always have to be about food. Try to plan family events and things and holidays around other things, you know? But yeah, we've got to just make the plan before we get there, or it's a fail. That's the reality.
All right, some more comments. Facebook user says, Facebook users, Michelle, I don't know why my name is no longer showing on Facebook private. No, it's the platform we use to broadcast. They are having challenges, technical challenges. So it's nothing on you, Michelle. It's nothing on us. It's the platform. So hopefully by the next episode of the Morning Vibe, we will have that straightened out. Minion Cam says, smaller plates at holiday events, and eat the items that fit your eat the items that fit your natural diet. My sister does that all the time. Yeah, she says, eat the items that fit into your natural diet. She says, and then she has, when my religious family members do a function, there could be no alcohol, and those family members bring their drinks and their board games. There you go.
Yeah, board games are great too. Bring out the
I haven't played
dominoes.
for so long. Well, you know, but we'll talk offline. I'm going to be doing a board game soon that I haven't done in a long time. Let me ask, how do you motivate clients who are feeling discouraged because they aren't seeing immediate results from their efforts?
Okay, wonderful question. That kind of brings me to my final point as well. And this is, you know, and I'm going to say this because instead of following Trump's words and making a twist on it, I'm going to take Dr. Vibe's word. Give yourself grace. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Give yourself grace, because you know, I don't cloak my Christianity, and although you may not be one, there's a Bible verse that says that a righteous man falls down 7 times but gets back up again. And I love that. And that's what I just remind my clients is, if you fall down and you fall off, just don't stay down. Just don't stay down. Okay, so you went and ate a pizza and followed it with some chicken wings and slurped it all down with some pop. Okay, that doesn't mean tomorrow you're a failure. That means we have a brand new day ahead of us. Let's do better today. Maybe what you need to do is just a fruit fast or a raw fast, only salads and fruits that day. Maybe you need to reset yourself with a day of just water, or grab a vegetable juice from the Energy Shack, or a 2 or 3 day detox. Or if you can't get any of that going, just get back on track. So I think that the problem is that we think, oh, I failed, you know, so you put yourself into this woe is me, and you just keep failing. Don't. Yesterday was yesterday. Let's do better today. Who cares about yesterday? The body was designed to heal itself. So let's move on and let's do better. And, you know, if you notice that you're consistently sabotaging your own self, start getting a calendar and put a check mark in for each of your good days, and put an X in when you don't have good days. And you will start seeing you've had 3 good days and then an off day. Now so let's get 4 good days in before we have an off day. You know, and try to visualize that so you can see, because many of us are pretenders. I can't believe how many people I talk to. Oh, I eat super healthy. I never eat this. And then you start asking them questions. I'm always going to bed on time. Well, what is your bedtime? So I think we have a false idea even of our inconsistencies, but we also are harder on ourselves than we need to be. Like Serena says, we don't have to hit the gym 5 days a week. 3 days a week is awesome. Maybe we just go for walks and get fresh air in the other days. But let's be real with who you are, your lifestyle. Start checking it off or having that accountability partner, but give yourself grace. So you fall off, fine. Just don't stay down. Get back up again. Okay. And dopamine's real. So if you've had sugar today, the reality is dopamine is real. It's going to want sugar tomorrow. So if you can't handle that calling for sugar and you can't get back up, you are going to have to do a hard stop and you are going to have to do some fasting to break the cycle so that you don't crave those foods that cause the addiction. So caffeine, sugar, processed food actually hits dopamine and creates an addiction. That's a battle that makes people stay down. Okay. So we've got to break those addictive cycles. And that happens through a program like what we do, or doing a fast, or hopefully you can just reset yourself by doing a day of raw, a day of water, or something like that.
How much time do you have? Because we got a number of comments, number of questions, and
I have till 10:30.
Okay, so we got to make it quick then. Dr. Chachi says yes. Hashtag Dr. Vibe for president. No. Mignon Cam says yes. I might eat pizza, but I'm drinking water. Serena Wills goes, Dr. Tachi, I approve that message. The one for president. Why don't you people do that to me? Serena Wills goes, love the calendar idea. Then Facebook user, I think it's Michelle, says, can discipline kick the evil sugar habit coupled with foods that suppress those cravings for sugar?
So this is what I'll tell you is that yes, it can, but you're talking to someone who was a major sugar addict in her 20s. Like, it couldn't be one cookie, it had to be 10. I never knew how to stop. So it took a while, but I actually had to discipline myself to say, okay, you know what? I'm going 10 days without any refined sugar. It's only going to be my fruits and any dried fruits in my porridge or whatever. And that helped to take the sugar craving down. And as I increased my salads, as I increased my water, my fresh food, then all of a sudden my cravings really slowed down. So sugar desires sugar. Dopamine hits your reward system, or the sugar hits the dopamine and gives you a false reward system. But then it's like a monster that wants more, and you can't put it back in the cave. So you do have to get disciplined and just cut it off. And that's why our 2-day, 3-day, and 5-day juice fasts cut that off. And then the sugar cravings go away very, very quickly. But you do have to be disciplined to get over the sugar craving, because I'm sure you know it overtakes you. It's almost uncontrollable. So that's dopamine. But to get dopamine gone, you have to starve it.
You know, it's so true. And I think for Michelle, one of the best ways to start, drink a lot of this.
A lot of water.
That's one of the best ways, a simple way. And it's surprising how many people I ask, do you drink water? No. I go, really? I expect things to happen, but the number of people I know who don't drink water on a regular basis.
Almost all my clients are dehydrated, like before we meet them.
Yeah, it's very so.
Your blood platelets, by the way, are 90% water. Yeah. Your brain 75% water. So
it's actually interesting. Over the weekend, I was in and I said, have I had a lot of water today? And I hadn't.
Water equals energy.
Yeah, and I just sort of, you know what? Maybe I'm sort of amped because of the water. Minnie on camp said, yes, I've met people that they hate water. Agreed. She says, yep, I've met that they hate water. Serena Wills has a question. This may be the final one because you got to jump soon. What do you do for people who are in denial about their sugar addiction and believe it's not a thing?
Yeah, I have a couple of those people in my life. And I'm going to tell you, Serena, they know. They do know in their heart of hearts, but they don't want to give it up, so they won't put a name on it. And I would agree that they will say, you know what, it's not even affecting me. Encourage those people to go and get their blood sugar checked. Encourage those people to go to the doctor and just have a regular physical. I encourage everybody to get their physicals done regularly. But I mean, for me, in my Christian self, I say pray for those people. But if there's somebody you're cooking for, if there's somebody that you have it in your control to help, pack a salad with their lunch if that's what they're doing. But there's nothing you can do. I've noticed that there is 2 types of people in this world. I mean, there's lots of different types, but when it comes to this, there's people that are very honest about themselves, who they are and their mistakes. And there are people that are just not. And they're not actually fooling anybody except maybe themselves. But a lot of people, oh, I never do that, but yes, you do. Oh, I never eat that, but yes, you do. So you really fool yourself. And that's not a good place, because it's with transparency, honesty, and admitting you have a problem that a change occurs. So there's nothing you can really do for a person like that except lead by example, and don't harbor on them. And whenever it's in your power to do so, help them to make healthier choices, pray for them in the background, and just lead by example, because it's near impossible to change somebody who never wants to change, never wants to learn. Those are the type of people that don't really want to learn because they know everything and they're doing it all right, and they don't have a problem. Yeah, I'm chief of sinners right here. Like, so it's very difficult to work with somebody and force them to change. But I know I have a very important person in my life that, goes back to candy a lot. And I watch this candy creep in this person's life. But they'll say, I'm not eating a lot of it. And they'll say that I'm barely having it. And, it's not a problem. But I'll watch that person after, a few months of that say, oh, can I order a detox? And they'll get on a detox, and they completely stop their candy after that because they knew it was a problem. Yeah, but they just don't want to admit it because they like their candy.
Well, and I just add on, as I tell the people, failure is a moment. It's not a person.
Yeah.
Right. So Mignon Camp says water and some electrolytes is my regular beverage. And then Serena Will says, I did a juice cleanse last January 2023, and my cravings for certain candy bars and gluten-free cookies went away. Juicing works.
Serena.
So,
girl.
So before we let you go, for our listeners, viewers, live on replay, who feel like they've tried everything but can't seem to stick to their health goals, what would you say to them as a final piece of encouragement?
You got to call me. You've got to call
well
me.
Done. Well done.
Yeah,
well
I'll set
done.
you straight. Listen, I spent time in the military. I am like,
done.
You've got to call me. We've got like programs for all types. And for some people, like right now, we're doing a weight loss challenge. So it's a group of people that are encouraging each other. Some people need that. Some people need the one-on-one. Some people need me just to tell them to their face, like, this is a problem. You've got to make a change, or in 5 years you're going to have diabetes.
He'll tell you.
So
that's the voice.
Just take your $50 and just come and talk to me, because I will definitely set you straight, and I'll show you even how you can do that juice fasting on your own if you are too far away or you can't afford to buy it. But invest $49 in your health, and that $49 is not going to make me rich. So I'm just really saying, invest in your health, talk to me, and I will help you be consistent, because I will tell you that I have learned consistency in my own life. I have been a great failure at my diet, and I've been excellent. And I've been really good at it for the last 12, 15 years. And I've learned from my mistakes. And I'm not promising that I know everything, but because I work with human beings who are inconsistent in their life every day, I can show you some tactics one-on-one that has really helped people overcome food addictions. But let me remind you to give yourself grace, because you're not going to be that super fit person by tomorrow. It took me, again, I'm not the most fit person in the world, but it took me years to be able to do it right before I became super consistent. So it takes time. You've got to give yourself grace. Just don't fall down and not get back up. That is the biggest failure.
Well, you know what? I like that, because I tell people it took a long time for you to get in this situation. It's going to take time to get out of it. Again, going back to that world where you're in this too much immediate gratification world, right?
Too much immediate gratification. Everything is instant. Instant pot, instant cameras, instant everything. Your health is not going to change in an instant. But the more you can be consistent with it.
She's got to go.
No, I'm just turning the phone off. Yeah, it's going to get crazy in a second. But
no
the more
problem.
you can be consistent with your health. I'll end this with a final example. 2 months ago, I started a program with a gentleman, just 40 years old, but a very bad heart condition, lung condition, kidney condition, and liver condition. Totally brought on by diet, lifestyle, and major stress. He was an athlete before, and he couldn't walk more than 5 minutes with being out of breath. So we've done 2 months together. And for the first 3 weeks, it was phenomenal. He was walking for 4 hours. His kidneys stopped hurting, but then he kind of got off track. And every single week, we have 3 days of a little bit of cheating here or there. And we talked last week because we're just about to end the program. He says, man, I've just failed so much in this last month. I've been so inconsistent. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How do your kidneys feel? How does your heart feel? You went to the gym yesterday. I hate to be graphic, but he's urinating and moving his bowels, or he was fully constipated before. Like, it was only happening every 5 days. So I'm like, you have done amazing. Even with your inconsistencies, you've eaten more salad in the last 2 months than you have in 2 years. Like,
better than he was.
Right. You are so much better than you are so much better today than you were 2 months ago. So celebrate the small victories. And I would agree, you have got to do better. Next week, let's not have 3 cheats for the week, maybe only 2, but let's keep moving forward and celebrate the victories that are happening, because those are worth celebrating. And that means you are getting better. You are doing something right. But when nothing changes and your medication just keeps accruing and increasing, yeah, we really have to make a change, right?
Well, I'll just add with Carolyn saying, yard by yard too hard, inch by inch it's a cinch. So there we go. And 2 last comments from the president of your fan club, Serena Will, saying, thank you, Carolyn Nicol. And she says, call her. And she's got phone emojis. Call her. So you know what? I'll let you go because I know you got to move. There's the contact information for Carolyn, website, email, Instagram, the whole 9 yards, Facebook Energy Shack Juice Bar. If you have any questions about health, email her, info@Energy Shack Juice Bar, mention you saw on the Morning Vibe. And again, the special offer. So there was a Facebook user here saying, oh, can we do it via Zoom or phone? So I'm speaking that you're going to do that because it's so important. And actually, I'm going to be seeing Carolyn today also. Aha. So we're going to make it happen. Let's see what else. Serena says, celebrate the small victories. Yeah. And that's not only just nutrition-wise, but I'm just, as a general message, celebrate the small victories, people. We too often wait for that big thing to happen. Celebrate along the way. So when you celebrate along the way, the next part of the journey, you're going with positive energy.
100%.
As always, thank you so much for everything you, your family, and your team do. As I say, don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Oh, and Serena says she is president of the fan club, so she's anointed.
It really is. Serena, we're going to get together. We are getting together.
It has to happen. So, as always, don't just manage your time, manage your energy. And remember to keep yourself great.
And thank you, Dr. Vibe. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. I really admire all that you do.
Absolute pleasure. God
Thank
bless.
you, audience, for taking time to come out.
Yeah, great questions as always. Take care, be well,
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Carolyn is off the stage. So we are done. And we always look forward to Carolyn come on because it's so interactive. You get so much information. You get so much knowledge. So let's end it off as we do here. So subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And again, we're at 1,590 subscribers on YouTube. Let's see small increments. I could say, oh, well, I want to get to 4,000. No, 1,600. So share it out. Tell people about it, etc. To advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I am on, please email me, dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. Join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Keep the conversation going on in between conversations. And as you see at the bottom, you can watch replays of this epic conversation on the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Ryan Oneil Knight on YouTube and the Afro Caribbean Business Network on Facebook. And that's it. We got 2 more comments, and then we're going to shut up and dance. Serena Williams, of course, great show. Yes, president of the Carolyn Nichol fan club. And then the clap emojis. Fantastic. So this is how we close it off. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller, get stronger. Block assumptions, then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. And as always, don't just manage your time, manage your energy. And remember to give yourselves grace. And thank you so much on behalf of myself and Ryan for taking the most valuable thing you have in your life, your time, to share with us today. God bless. Peace be well. God bless. Peace be well. Walk good and keep the faith. And we'll see you on Friday in between. Remember, subscribe, and share it out. Bye.